So, we've got this baby out of here. There it is, big empty hole in the engine bay. Yeah, it took me about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I struggled with some stuff. There's some spots I'm still trying to figure this timeline of video out. I know I'm saying it pre-tense right now, but as it goes into production or post-production, it will be past tense because this will be the last thing. So when I say I will try to put this in, or like in the last video, you heard me say like, I think this is going to take that long. Well, at that point, you already know how long it took. So I don't know how long this time lapse is. The GoPro gives me a pretty good readout. I keep looking at it occasionally, and it said about 5 minutes. And I think I stopped it because I had to do a dance. And you all get to see that at some point if you haven't already. Yeah, I guess this is where we're at. I'm going inside. It's about 4 o'clock. I'm going to see what you guys have put up on all our message boards and all that kind of stuff. But there's that motor. I'm going to work on this tomorrow. We've got the new one over there, and what needs to happen is basically all of this wiring. And this is good because this wiring harness is very small. There's not a lot to it. But I got to transfer all the wiring over, all the hoses, because the junkyard that we got it from, and this is very common, they just kind of cut all the hoses on the thing, which kind of really sucks. I mean, I get it. They're trying to make profit, make time. It's just as easy for them to cut everything out. The other thing that concerns me is that exhaust is kind of funky compared to this one. It has like a weird little bend angle thing in it. So I got to put a flex pipe in anyway. So you can see the flex pipe on this thing is kind of garbage. So that was part of something that I was going to do, get this thing inspected. But yeah, I'm hoping. You can see how I crib motors up. This is my favorite thing ever. So I got this this little wooden structure thing from a motor that I got from a junkyard one time, and I kind of just used it. I put it on my my roller dollies, and that way I can, as you saw in the video, hopefully it caught enough of me pulling it out, but I kind of raise the car a little, shimmy the motor out, raise the car, shimmy the motor out, and I'll do the same thing when I put it back in. I'll put it right back on this cribbing and just kind of roll it back underneath. But tomorrow I'll have to get the engine stand out and go through all that. I only had one big oopsie, and it wasn't nothing my fault. It just kind of happened, but there's a stud right here that's stuck, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to heat it, try to get it out of there, and put a new bolt in tomorrow. Hope to have this thing done this weekend. I really want to get that Subaru in here, or on the lift at least. I just want to free up some space, free up some stuff in here. I want to show you guys as much as I possibly can, and to get that side empty means that I can get stuff painted over there, and you know, I've got this project that I've got for a friend, and I went and bought some materials for. It's painting some plastic fender flares. So I'd like to show plastic prep and paint on plastic and give you some ideas of what kind of materials you use when you paint plastic, because it's a very different process. So you also noticed my toolbox, right? I use that kind of as a catch-all when I'm doing all of my work, but the toolbox is empty of tools. They're all back where they belong, right? So it's good practice. It's a good habit. Sometimes I don't always do it. Like, they were there, but I knew I was going to come right back out and work on this, so I left them there. But now I know that I'm like done with this phase. Clean it up. Put it away. Get it clean. Start fresh. Or not. Put this motor back together. I'll probably do a time lapse on that tomorrow. I know this isn't auto body stuff, but it does pertain in the auto body world to some degree. I mean, if you had a rail that was smashed, something like that, you're going to have to take the motor out to get to it, just like the Subaru, right? So the motor in the Subaru was kind of buggered, but if it was a situation where the motor was fine, you'd still have to take the motor out of the thing to access the rails. So that's why the motor's out of the Subaru. Would be why the motor would be out in an auto body shop if you had to do it. So these are all things you got to learn someday anyways. All right, for now, everybody have a good weekend if you're seeing this before the weekend or over the weekend. And I'll be in touch next week.